Tell us about getting running water or a bathroom or.
Well, our house was built in 1927, and Daddy drew the plans himself and cut the timber off the farm to build the house out of. And he built it, and they call it a bungalow style, where they had 2 rooms on each side of the front with a hallway in the front, and in the back side of that hallway was the stairs that went upstairs. And every room in that front part of the house was either 14 or 16 feet square. Huge rooms.
They were big.
And then you go out the back door at the end of the hall onto this big back porch. It was L-shaped, and to the right it was just back porch with a door that went outside there. And you go straight on down, and on your left was the dining room and then the kitchen, and they were both probably 16 feet. Because Daddy didn't want the house heated up, cooking meals like the old house was, where the stove heated up bedrooms and everything, so he built it where the bedrooms would be totally away from that in the summertime, where you didn't have.
So you see that a lot in old houses. My assumption was, maybe it was in some of them, that the kitchens were built on later on historically. So that was why.
That was why they built them like that.
Oh.
So in the summertime.
Prior to 1910, they were.
1910, they were built separate.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You start 1910 forward, then it's part of the house usually, unless you got back off in the sticks somewhere.
But the house my mama was raised in is still standing. I guess it was a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And there was a building away from that, wasn't even attached to it at all. Was the kitchen.
Is it still a house?
Yeah.
How come you never showed us that?
I don't know how to get there. It's down close to Rock House Church. And Joey can find it, I think. We'll have to get with Joey sometime when you're up there this summer. And
Does Gary know where it is, or Paulo?
I don't think so.
You don't think
That
Paulo
would have been
did
the
that?
house built around 1886, 1880s, probably.
Well, Mama was born in 1886, but when she was little, they lived on R.J. Reynolds' farm.
So the house you're talking about, when would it have been built?
The one that Mama was raised in. Well, Mama got married in 1905, so I expect that house, I don't know whether Granddaddy built it or not. Mama never said that I know of. I would say it was probably built 1890 maybe, or something like that, because she remembered living on the Reynolds property, which was over there closer, I think, to where Nancy Reynolds School is. But it wasn't too far from where they lived. Excuse me. And but then Daddy built a room at the end of that back porch we called the bathroom, because someday he knew they'd want a bathroom in there. But it was a junk room.
But at that point, obviously, all he had is an outhouse.
Yeah, and
tell people what an outhouse
And
is.
bathrooms were done like that all the way up until 45.
lived away from the house.
Where it was still a Johnny house. There was a house right here in Greystone that had an outhouse up until about 15, 20 years ago. Well, about 15 years ago.
Well, our
Because I know
house
the
had
plumber
a
that put the
Johnny
bathroom in
house
the
there.
house.
Was that on High Street?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know what street, never did tell me
We
that.
didn't ever use it. But anyway,
He
when
put the bathroom in it.
in 1942, 41, Daddy got a wood heater for the living room. That was a big step forward. And I remember
Versus.
a fireplace to heat the room with. And I have to tell this little tale. One morning the neighbor on the back side of the farm came over, Miss Hill with her little deaf and dumb girl. She was my age. We was about 5 years old. And Susie Lee had pushed a button up in her nose past the bone. And they knew she'd been playing with buttons, and so they knew what she'd done. Well, Mama tried to get it out. Well, Lawrence happened to come over, that's my brother. And he went down to the barn and got some hair out of the horse's tail and brought it back up there, and he kept folded it into a loop and kept wiggling that horsehair.
It's pretty brittle, I guess, so it was kind of stiff.
And until he got it on, felt that, and he jerked that, and Mama heard the button come out and hit the wall. But she never found the button, so she figured it come rolling across the floor and went in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And so that made me know not to never stick nothing up my nose.
Yeah, no kidding. So what you got the stove.
So we got the wood heater, and it was the Ashley brand, and it had a lid that pulled sideways, and it had a little decorative thing.
It was
on it.
ornamental. Yeah, I remember one of those.
It was still used as long as Mama had a wood stove. They had linings put in it several times, but it was still used from 41 until, what year did she stop having it? She died in 74. She stopped using wood, I guess, in probably around 70. More than likely.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, then in 1940, let's see, 40. Daddy died in 46, and in 47 we got electricity. In 48, the next summer we got the refrigerator. And then about 2 summers later, we got the running water and put in a bathroom.
You think you was a princess?
Oh, I thought I was the biggest princess in the world. That first bathtub it was the 4th of July, 1949 or 1950, I guess it was. I've been 49. Yeah,
I remember how excited that we kids were when we moved in that brick house on 42. I mean, that was like the most exciting day of our life. To
not
move to that
bad.
big brick house. We thought we were something.
Big brick house. How many
To
was
us,
it?
that was a big brick house. And
9.
And the fact that all of us girls were going to have, beds upstairs and have all that upstairs to ourselves and play area. I mean, we thought we were something.
You were excited,
So
wasn't you?
excited. We were so excited.
I'm sure.
Amazing.
But talking about my baby doll,
Well,